And as we are live, I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. Get that positioned a little bit better. Hopefully, maybe it's not better. I don't know. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. So tonight, a lot of Blokees stuff, some Yolopark stuff, some DNA design stuff. We'll touch on TFCon. We'll touch on a reissue that I think is going to be pretty popular. We'll touch a little bit on Studio Series. We, of course, will do trivia. And tonight, it's not even really an unboxing. It's more of an unbagging. And one is going to be kind of a reminder. But I'll also let you know what's coming up tomorrow and what's coming up on Tuesday. So we have all of that, ahead of us. And I guess whatever other nonsense we managed to drum up and see what happens. So let's make sure that we got everything here. Looking good. Hey, Celestial. Hey, Blue. Hey, Francis. Started watching Beast Wars this week. Went from wanting to chuck Rat Trap down the canyon to tracking down his T30 figure. Actually, I know they've done the core one. I know that the T30 is probably out of scale for what he should be, but I still really like the T30. I gotta say, I think it's better than the core, even if it is a little out of scale. It's not perfect. It does have, certain limitations to it, but I really like the T30, I gotta say. I think it's tomorrow weekend. Sailor Moon, Chibiusa, and Ty will be in my area. Oh, yeah, you mentioned that you had somebody, the voice actor or whatever, coming, right? Hey, Lion. Enjoy, Blue, by the way, if you get a chance to meet her. Hey, D-Dog. Looking pretty good. Hoping to enjoy it. Are you talking about Beast Wars or are you talking about the T30? You got both. Both are great, to be honest with you. All right. How about we jump into the news? We're going to kick things off right away with this. Yeah, DNA Design right out of the gates. Of course, we've seen this before. It is the kit that they've done for Optimus Prime, the animated Optimus Prime, for Motormaster. They even recolored it so that it would look like the Stunticons and Menasor-esque. This one is the one that would go with the Nemesis Prime from the 4-pack. And obviously it bulks them up to more look like a Nemesis God Ginrai, Nemesis Super Nemesis Prime, whatever. You get the idea. Obviously, great big axe, builds up the feet. You see all the junk on the back. You see the shoulder cannon. This one does certainly incorporate the teal. There it is in truck mode. I think that this looks very sinister. Of all the sets, I think it's the most successful looking on Nemesis Prime. I really, really dig this. I think it looks really, really cool on him. We've seen it a couple times, but I think this is really stellar. We've seen it for the get it for the Optimus and get it for this guy, because man, what a face-off. What a cool face-off. The articulation still seems great with it. What's not to like? You still have the ankle tilt, the big sword, the big axe. I think it's impressive. And, of course, the big shoulder cannon. They can use, I guess, as a hand cannon. Look at that. Who knew? Great set. Really, a great set. This is one of those where I say, hey, if you have that Nemesis, this does put it over the top. I'm not even going to pretend that it doesn't, because it really does. And it's a significant chunk here where it feels like, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense to be an add-on kit. This feels like value. This feels like, a purposeful kit. Let me put it to you that way. Then today, I'm going to say in the US because I really haven't heard about it here. But you have the soccer ball lad breakaway and Star Eagle, who is the red, white, and blue version of I'll spit this out in a minute. And no, I'm not thinking Air Razor. Beast Wars 2 Skywarp. That's what I was thinking of. Beast Wars 2 Skywarp. And like, I gotta be honest, I don't see this selling outside of the United States. I really, really don't. Not with the current like political climate and stuff. I just it's a fine mold. I have it for the Skywarp, and I love it for the Skywarp. I have the Air Razor, love it for Air Razor. I have it for the I guess the altered form, like for Pterosaur, for example, and I love it for that too. I think it's a great mold. Some people have complained about it. I think it's a wonderful mold. I don't. This isn't for me. If you live in the States, then yeah, I could understand this. You guys seem pretty patriotic and stuff. So, yeah, I guess I understand that. Outside, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will lap it up. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. That's all. Not locally, right? Actually, I haven't heard anyone talk about it, period. But we'll see how it does. It's for the whole Walmart CollectorCon thing. So there you go. And obviously there's a whole bunch of other listings as well for the con if you're into, everything from WWE to Masters of the Universe to Star Wars and G.I. Joe, right? So like it's a whole lot of stuff. These are not for me, but if they're for you, cool. Blokees, I'm only going to do this quick because we're really going to see stuff kind of a bit later. They put out a teaser here for Lio Convoy and Galvatron in the Defender series, and in the Galaxy series. Galaxy version is, who is this? I don't remember who this is. I know the Defender version is Lio Convoy, and who is the Galaxy version? 10-inch Tilalar 1 will include a new, Arise Rodimus. There you go, Arise Rodimus. Thank you. Yes. Arise Rodimus. That's what this is. This is the Arise Rodimus kit, and this is the Galvatron and Leo Prime, Lio Convoy, whatever you want to call him. Man, we need an update to Galvatron. He's the only Autobot Predaking leader from the whole G1 Beast era that we don't have. We now have every leader that was Optimus onward, right up through, and now we really need that guy. Granted, we don't have like a Dark Nova, we don't have Devil Z, but I mean, Devil Z is kind of within Black Zarek, if you know the lore. Yeah, okay, we don't really have Dark Nova. I get that. Same thing with a game with Devil Z, like. Even if you don't think of him as in the Black Zarek body, I mean, a lot of times his orders were carried out by like Overlord and stuff. So, I'm just saying there's versions of the leadership of the different eras of the Decepticons and the Autobots and the Predacons and the Maximals, except really for Beast Wars 2 Predacons, because we don't have a Galvatron. There you go. That's the long way of trying to say what I was trying to say. We're going to see a lot more Blokees before this is done. We also have the AMK series Beast Wars Optimus Primal official images here. This is not AMK Pro, which means no LEDs and no die cast, but this is a great looking Primal. Yes, we've talked about it being smooth because they're going for cartoon accuracy, but I mean, it looks like Primal. Interesting that they gave him the plated face, which we didn't see that often. And I remember as a lad thinking Optimus is supposed to have a face plate. I don't like seeing his face. But over the years now, that feature for Optimus Primal has really grown on me. So I'm cool with his head either way now. I like the faceplate. I like without the faceplate for Primal. Not for Optimus. For Optimus Prime, I hate when he has a mouth. I don't know why. So we're going to go down here. And we're going to go all the way down here. And also from Yolopark, again, AMK series, not AMK Pro. We have Dinobot, and this is a very nice looking Dinobot. We'll see more later. Note all the detail down on the legs because I will talk about that in images later on. And this was the teaser. So there you go. Oh, and he has the whole like eye blaster accessory thing. So that's neat. But again, I'm not belaboring it because we're going to see some images and stuff later on that I believe are in hand. And that really sort of helps things for having a perspective. Blokees, Classic Class, Dark of the Moon, Sentinel, and Bumblebee movie Blitzwing. I like this. I don't feel like we get much in the way of movie stuff from them, at least not recently. This is a cool looking Sentinel. You look at that, you definitely know it's Dark of the Moon Sentinel. There's no doubt about it. Big shield, big blade. I don't know what you call it. It's not a sword. It's a double-ended blade, but like it's really cool, and he looks cool with it. The blast effect, that of course being the Bumblebee movie Blitzwing that we all thought was Starscream. That, quite frankly, to this day, I still think should have been Starscream. That said, if they were only going to have him be cannon fodder for B, and like his head or whatever was going to blow up, don't ruin Starscream that way. Besides, the argument could be made if you are of the mindset that the Bumblebee movie is in fact a prequel. Well, Starscream's alive later on, so you can't kill him off yet. Just saying. Again, though, like this looks really good. Like this looks really good for this Blitzwing. You know, the game doesn't transform, but if you know the Bumblebee movie, you know that this is that Blitzwing. I mean, look at the background. Displays super, super well. Look at the face sculpt alone. The glory is really in the sculpt of these guys, right? For display purposes, you know, like I said, it's been a while since I feel like we've seen some movie stuff. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this stuff is more recent than I thought, but I feel like it's been a while. I think this looks splendid. The display is fantastic. Really, really fantastic. He's a good size, good heft. You see Optimus standing above. I mean, it looks like it came out the movie. I know they don't transform, but there's a place for these guys because they're just so well designed. Like, that's a good looking Dark of the Moon Sentinel. You know it is. I know it is. We both know it is. Whether you're into model kits or not into model kits, you got to say they did a heck of a job here with him. And a nice breakup of a sea of red with the silver gunmetal gray, but breaks up the silver gunmetal gray with a lot of red too. And I even like the angled windows on the chest, not just being clear windows on the chest, but they're picked out with color too, with that nice blue color. So they really do stand out. Same with the Blitzwing though. Like, I know it's not Blitzwing. I get it. It's a Seeker. But man, come on. That's a very nice rendition of him. It really, really is. And again, look at the detail in the hands. Look at the detail in the face. Those terrifying spindly fingers. But it's exactly what he needs, right? A zillion display options. Hyper articulated. Yeah, really impressive. Some of the most impressive model kits out there. I mean, you know, split their time between Blokees and Yolopark. It's hard to top them, man. You know, I get you 3-0. I understand, you know, Flame Toys. I get it. But, man, I really feel like, though I sometimes gush, I really feel like with Blokees and with Yolopark, they not only found their niche, but they've really worked out what price points and whatnot are really their niche. That's the thing. Those analytics, right? In-hand images of the Nexus Prime. You know, so he's a Voyager, of course, as we know. I mean, that looks pretty good for Heatwave, I guess. There he is, of course, in package. And then I see him here, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he'll be about the same size as... wait, what? He's smaller again. Now, Motormaster and Silverbolt, let's be clear. They were sold as commanders. And with all of their gear, mathematically, by the mass, by the parts count and everything, they are commander class. But the bots, just by themselves, are Voyagers. This is a small Voyager. If I was on the fence between my custom Nexus Prime and this official one, this isn't helping the case for getting the official one. I don't like that it's smaller again. I don't like the alt mode. I don't really understand the alt mode. And now here we have him as a torso. And okay, fine, he's a torso. I do feel like these legs, arms, whatever these are, to me, they're obtrusive a little bit, not a lot, because you can still see his eye visor here. But they are a little bit obtrusive to looking to the side. Doesn't mean it looks bad. This is him, I guess, attached to the... I don't know if this looks good to you. I felt like it was seamless with Silverbolt. I don't know what they're going to do for this whole section for this guy, since they've said they're doing the limbs. So if you're doing the limbs, you got to do the torso thing because of the method that you guys use. I don't... It was weird. I don't know why you released him as a Voyager and you're going to do the limbs, but you don't have the, like, cradle piece that you need for your faux combiner. Oh, there he is with the head. Let's be clear again, for those who don't know, this is supposed to be more like a cowl over his head. Where the yellow is actually supposed to be black with a mouth. And right up above, you notice two slits basically out to the side. They should be yellow because they're his eyes, and the crest in the middle of his head should also be yellow. I mean, that group shot looks nice. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. I don't know what this was about. Does he fit in Menassor's torso? No, because of the connection thing. I think we all knew that he didn't fit in there. I guess this is showing some of the connection points or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not... I don't know. I don't know. I'm really not that blown away by this. I gotta say, I guess this is showing how it doesn't really work in that torso. I don't know. It's... If I didn't have my custom, I would 100% be in on this and trying to get hyped over it. Because I have my custom, I'm finding it difficult to really buy into this guy. By the way, this is a little bit of a closer up image of one of those. And this is what I was trying to explain. The yellow in here, that's supposed to be black. And you'll notice the little slit here and the little slit here. They're supposed to be his eyes. That's the way it's supposed to be. Covenant of Primus got it wrong. And they went here with the Covenant of Primus, right? So that's where that comes from. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing on it, because I'm not. I like the colors. I do like the head sculpt, even if I would have done the colors differently, because I like the original head design better with it more like a Batman cowl. But I don't hate this, and I respect what it's trying to do, especially to round out the actual 13. It's just I don't know if I personally need it. But that's where I stand with that. The A-level assortment, Orion Pax and Bumblebee, yes, they're out in Canada. I've seen them personally at EB Games, so they're across the nation already. The Outback, the Wheelie, they're out across everything already. I've seen those as well. So they're all kind of all out everywhere. If you haven't seen them yet in Canada or the US, keep your eyes peeled, because all of that stuff is coming out now. Going back to Blokees again. The movie Optimus Prime and Bumblebee teaser image. Again, I'll just show the image. I mean, not much to see. You know it's going to be an Optimus. You know it's going to be a Bumblebee. But you don't really see a lot of detail about it. It is absolutely what it says it is, a teaser, which we will see more of a little bit later. We go up through... Legends Breakdown reissue found in the US. I have news for you. Legends Breakdown reissue also found in Canada. I saw him today with my own eyes personally at an EB Games. He's the first one I've seen. I think he's going to be very popular. A lot of people said that they had trouble completing their Menasor back when he came out because they could not find a breakdown. They could not find a breakdown. They could not find, you guessed it, a breakdown. So a lot of people bought the G2 breakdown. But this is the reissue if you want a proper G1, a proper G1 version of Menasor. You know what you're going to do. You're going to replace that blue breakdown with this guy. And you'll say, maybe I'll get the rest of the G2 Menasor. If they do them, which they're going to do. The proof is not only in the fact that Hasbro said it often, even though they haven't explained how G2 Motormaster and Wild Rider are going to come out. But we know that the molds exist. We know those colorations exist. We know they're produced because we've gotten a teaser from Takara for a whole G2 Menasor box set, which, again, we'll see that a little bit later. But that kind of confirms that it's going to be done. Now, before people lose their mind and say, this is going to be a new Menasor, get real. We both know it's not. It's going to be the same thing that Takara did with their Studio Series Devastator, where they took all of the regular Hasbro releases and packed them in a box together. It's going to be that sort of a thing. That said, it seems to me that Takara is more prone to doing their combiner releases as box sets. Hasbro is more interested in doing them as individual releases. That's the pattern I seem to see. Pardon me. So, yes, the breakdown, he exists. He is out in the U.S., seen at a GameStop store in Newport Mall, New Jersey. I've seen it in the EB Games in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. So there you go. I'm not going to be reading this because I really don't think that James Roberts is that great of an author. I don't really like his writing style. I don't find it very readable. But if you like the guy, then hey, read up on how Uno inspired Hasbro Europe to continue Transformers into the 90s. I just can't. I just can't get behind the guy. I'm sorry. But if you do, check it out. I'm sure it's a pretty good read. Then Super 7, not to be outdone by all of the other third-party guys, were like, hey, we're going to put out our Reactivate line again, except this time we're going to give them a metallic finish. Okay, I guess this is metallic finish. It doesn't look metallic to me, but whatever. It's their Megatron with an alternate deco. I don't dislike it, but that doesn't look metallic to me either. But anyway, whatever. I don't. Why do these exist? I don't understand why. They don't really do anything. I guess if you just want them to display and stand up, they do that. Anyway, it's going to be Soundwave, Megatron, Optimus, Grimlock, Mystery Figure Optimus, and Mystery Figure Megatron. I'm assuming that, this is the Mystery Figure Megatron, probably why it doesn't look metallic. This is the Mystery Figure Optimus. I don't really get what they're doing with the decos. Test shot, maybe? I don't know. Everybody now will do test shot stuff because Hasbro started doing it with, Tarantulas. That was in a pack. That was a test shot version. And they've done it with Black Arachnia. And they've done it with... recently, they did it with the 3-pack of the Devastation Optimus. There's a test shot colored one in there, right? So, I don't know. I guess that's what they're going to do. I like the look of what Super 7 does with the reaction line. But when you have something like the Ultimates line, this just doesn't... Why? Why? I have Banzaitron. Love the guy. Love the guy. So grateful to have him. So grateful to Maximal 10 to have that guy because... I don't have a problem with Transformers not transforming. I'm good with Action Masters. I'm good with Banzaitron not having an alt mode. And if he ever gets replaced, cool, I guess. But if he never gets replaced, also cool because I'm happy with him the way he is. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to go to her. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to check in with you guys before I go on here. I know I've definitely missed some stuff. Let's see what you guys have been saying while I've been in there. Hey, Line. If I didn't say it earlier, buddy. I told you I won't be able to go. Oh, I don't. Honestly, Blue, I don't remember that. That was a day or two ago. I don't think you have any idea how much stuff goes on in my life in the run of a day. I'm sure you probably did. I just don't remember, buddy. Hey, Ken. I have the Motormaster one. That's the only one I need. Nemesis will stay regular. That's fair. I mean, whatever works for you. I don't think I would have it for all three. I think I would either do what you've done, which is one for Motormaster, and then I don't need it for the other ones, or I would leave Motormaster normal and do it for the other two. Weird, I know, but I think that might be the way I would approach it, but I don't know. Truck motor looks pretty slick. I agree. I've seen my Ross sell that, and I don't need Motormaster. I have Combiner Wars. Yeah, but this is animated Motormaster. It's a different thing. That said, I don't have it either, though, Blue. Hey, Matthew. Didn't get to meet Frank Welker or Peter Cullen at MegaCon because I didn't know you had to buy tickets for them early, and they sold out fast. But I did meet Mike Bell and the voice actor of Prowl. Cool. I can't imagine. Like that's the cool thing about like when you hear tell people going to these cons and stuff is like who they might run into. So good for you. I mean, I'm glad that you met who you met. It's too bad you didn't meet Peter and Frank. It's too bad you missed out on that opportunity. I hope the MegaCon was still enjoyable, I guess. Even in the US, no, the breakaway. If they sell breakaway in Mexican colors, I'll send it to my cousin. Okay. Hey, Quentin. Going to be watching along today. I might leave a random comment or two. It's warmer today, yet rainy. We got snow, so. Filch was the best juice. Yes, Filch. Thank you. Yes, I also have Filch, and Filch is wonderful. I also agree. I knew I had another use of that mold. Yeah, Filch was a great use for that, I gotta say. Or that mold was a great fit for Filch, whichever way you want to word it. Universe 1.0 Inferno, the RID 2001 repaint yesterday, and he is great. Oh yeah, that Inferno is pretty great, honestly. Yes, that Inferno is wonderful. Yep, the RID 2001 repaint. Yep, it is a wonderful Inferno. As we go down here a bit, I hope Blokees does more Beast Wars 2 characters. I would love it if they did. Scuba. They might. You never know. Almost forgot about the live. Hope everyone is good. Hey, Daryl. Is that Autobot logo Optimus worth the price? I don't think so. We're not there yet. I haven't talked about that yet. I picked up the transparent Unicron head at MegaCon. Oh, yeah. I have the solid colored Unicron head. So it's the same mold, but I bet that the translucent one looks neat, though. They had the powers of the Prime Rodimus for $90, but I resisted. I felt for that price, I could at least try and find a Kingdom one. Yeah, I wouldn't pay $90 for the power of the Prime's Rodimus. Do yourself a favor, get the Kingdom one. I kind of want Yolopark to do Primal in his Burning Convoy colors. And they might. If it's a chance to like reuse the mold, they might very well do that. But again, like you're doing some deep cuts there at the same time, Masterfire, so it's hard to say. Like there's part of me that's like they might because they got the mold done, but like a lot of people would buy Primal. A lot of people are not going to buy a red Primal because they're going to say, I don't know what that is because they don't know the Japanese stuff. Why is Primal red? That's weird, and they won't buy it. So it's a tough balancing act, right? You got to consider the business reality and the business sense of doing these deep cuts, right? They're a risk. I bought a 3D effects LED lamp of the Autobot logo and paid $6. It was released during what? It was released during last night. What? Can't wait for Lyokais versus Galvatron. Can't wait for HasLab to be closed down. I agree. I don't want HasLab to be around. As for Lyokaiser, we'll see. I mean, the rumor is that he might start shipping by the summer. I don't believe that's going to happen. Quite frankly, I don't believe in Canada, at least, certainly mine, I don't believe for a second that I'm going to get it before 2027. I don't believe that's going to happen. If I'm wrong, cool. But usually everyone in the world has it and it's old news before mine ever ships. It's not a prequel. It is a prequel. That's cute that you don't think it is, but it is explicitly a prequel. It is in 1987. I've talked about this, Masterfire. I'm not debating it. It is a prequel in 1987. Then our next is Rise of the Beast in 1994. And then we don't know the story yet from 1994 to 2007. And we've been told that there are things that go on in there and that the Unicron that we see in Rise of the Beast is, in fact, the Unicron at the end of the last night who has opened a portal and got this was all explained. It's already out there. It's not me making it up. This was already explained. So yes, it is. Go back. I went through all of this a long, long time ago. But yes, it is a prequel. If Blitzwing was Starscream, then who would be sent to the scrap heap? Well, that's the thing, right? If Blokees is going to do a version of Unicron in robot mode, G1 style, I have no idea. But I mean, they're doing the planet, they've done the head. Seems like a foregone conclusion that they might. I know it's Sentinel, but if I got him, I'd repaint him as Alpha Trion and give him the weapons of Optimus. That's weird. Why? Why would you do that? No word so far, but honest, with how big Blokees is getting, would not surprise me for sure. And they've gotten really big. They've got a great following. They know their fans, no doubt about it. The model kits look amazing, but I barely have room for my transforming figures. That's fair too. I don't think the Autobot symbol Prime is worth it. We're not there, so I'm not going to finish that. Dennis, what am I calming down for, Blue? Why do people keep saying this? Guys, you've never seen me irate, I promise you. And you've certainly never seen me angry. I promise you, you haven't. Mildly annoyed, that's about the most you've seen from me. Trust me, it's toys. I'm always calm about it. Someone at TFW 2005 recolored the Nexus Prime into TF1 colors, and it works really well. And I could see that. If you're cool with it being those colors, go for it. Why not? I've seen a fan alt mode for Nexus and looks a lot nicer than the official, and I could believe that too. Look back at the Voyager broadside. The official plane mode is garbage, but the fan plane mode is pretty great. So I totally believe that a fan mode for Nexus could be infinitely better. Still not feeling Nexus. That's fair. I heard someone made a better looking jet mode with Nexus. There you go. I'd say that's exactly what Daryl was talking about. I saw the fan mode of Nexus jet mode. Looks more like the TR broadside fan mode. There you go. I could see that. Isn't that funny that I just said that? Nexus is the easy pass for Albert. Another Dennis disagreement argument. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Hopefully Toy Hacks will fix that. I would never in a million years buy anything from Toy Hacks, but you do you. I don't support a business that does business the way they do business. I wonder if they made any limbs for Nexus. Could they have an extra part that could create a torso part? Well, I think what they're going to have to do is, and this is a guess, I feel like they're going to put I think they're going to do like they did with Devastator. I think they're going to take two of the limbs and put them with the torso and call it Commander. And then they'll release the other two limbs. That's what my gut would say to do, but who knows? God only knows. I have the G2 one, not sure I care enough to buy another. Daryl, as soon as I saw it, buddy, I was thinking about you, and I was like, I should tell Daryl. And then I was like, no, sure, he's not going to buy that. He has the G2. He's not going to care enough to do that. It was only the Legacy Motormaster that I couldn't find. Now reissue Motormaster and Wall Rider so I can finish my set. Don't even care if they are G2. A little heads up, a classmate of mine has gone missing. His name is David. He's a brother of on the spectrum. Anyone in LA Harbor area or more, let the familia know. So if you live in whatever the Harbor area is of LA, I don't know it. Keep an eye out for Blue's friend David. I don't know how to say his last name. Esquivel. The only part of Minosaur I have is Wall Rider. I got him on Black Friday 2-pack from Walmart. That's a rough mold. The whole back of that's rough. Speaking of Uno, I saw Transformers Uno skit where Megatron and Optimus play Uno. I can see that. The heads and hands are metallic on prime. Oh, is that what it is? The head and hands. Oh, okay. All right, if you say so. Didn't look metallic to me, but if you say so. Where's the G2 Constructicons? Oh my goodness. I don't know where the G2 Constructicons are for the record. Just want to let you know that your taking time to read the chat is appreciated. I always try, Quentin. I mean, I know I skip some because I have to be, I have to be realistic about my time, but I try to fit in kind of as much as I can. Bonsai is on sale on BBTS. I assume that you mean the Super 7 one. It's a great. I mean, again, it has the Super 7 limits, but it's a great Bonsai. Hey, T Former, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate that, buddy. I managed to order the unopened Legacy Skyquake for $30 on eBay. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. That's great. Honestly, Skyquake's pretty excellent. And when I say that, I mean his original and the, I guess it was Legacy one. Both really great. Really, really great. $30 is a great price for him. As we go down here a little bit. Master Farah also agrees that the fan mode for Nexus is way better. So the going consensus is don't do the official mode, do the fan mode. You'll be happier with your Nexus. Hey, Triple R. All right. Let's get back to the news for where we were. So also seen this week, Age of the Primes, Wave 3 Leader. Studio Series, Wave 30 Voyager, and Tiny Turbo Changers Blind Bags, all out in the UK. I've also this week seen the Big Convoy. He's great. I don't need him, but he looks really great. Please do him in Nemesis colors because I want that lad. We have in-hand images of the new Studio Series Transformers 1 Thundercracker. The visor, instead of two separate eyes, is different, but I don't hate it. It still gives me cool Thundercracker vibes. It's like Thundercracker wearing sunglasses. It's like if Thundercracker was Horatio Kane from CSI Miami, Love the shade of blue. It's a bit brighter than some of the Thundercrackers we've gotten. I love the triple-barreled Gatling gun null rays that he has on his arm as well. The downward slope wings, that's an interesting take, but I really don't mind it. I like this version of the Seeker mold better than the Starscream, I must say. I do wish that the hands were a little thicker around because that feels like a very big opening in the hand compared to the size of the hand. So I wish the hand was a little bit thicker on the round. Decent articulation. The null rays are on his arms, of course. Here he is with the other two kind of current Thundercrackers. He's a little bit darker, but I like it. I also like that he's a Tetrajet, but the wings are still back. They're not swept forward. I hadn't noticed that, but I think I like that. Again, I believe he's a deluxe, but you see him here next to a Voyager, and I don't know what the War for Cybertron one is also a Voyager. So he's a fair-sized deluxe. Here he is with the Starscream. I mean, the bodies look very similar for Seekers, but obviously the wings quite different. Different way to do the Seekers, where they share a lot of body design features, like, I mean, chest, nose cone, chest, nose cone, right? Like, they share body design features, but the Tetrajet plane modes are quite different. Even underneath, I mean, again, you can see the two little dinky blasters he has, the two Gatling gun null rays he has, right? My fear is over time, these wings with the hinges on them are going to droop. I don't think you have that concern here, obviously. And in robot mode, here's the part that slays me with it all. In robot mode, they look like they still fit together. Like the robots, yeah, this makes sense. This looks right. This looks like Starscream and Thundercracker. Throw in a Skywarp. I think, though, if you're going to do Skywarp, either his wings have to have a third unique different design, or don't do the Skywarp from the Starscream mold. Do the Skywarp from the Thundercracker mold so that the two of them flanking Starscream would at least look proper next to him. Right? Similar backs, but again, not quite the same, right? So I like the Thundercracker. I think it turned out really good. I think it's a design that the Starscream probably should have been. Back to Blokees again. I told you it was going to be a lot of Blokees tonight. We have a couple of teaser images for their Transformers Prime Optimus and G1 2.0 Optimus. We'll see more of these later. I love that it comes with the gigantic Star Saber. That's a nice feature in and of itself. All right. Remember we saw the teaser image earlier of Yolopark Dinobot? Well, this is the in-hand of Dinobot. And of course, the neck up and down, very deep. You can see the way the neck is done here. And that neck, like, it can extend out. It can push back down into the body. That's the detail that you get with Yolopark, right? The chest, it also moves up and down to help with articulation. Look at the way the gold is done here on the back, too. And all of the fine little painted details. The mouth opens and closes on it with the little spiky teeth, and they're painted. You know, the shoulder got a nice butterfly out, though this does break the sculpt a little bit. Very impressive. The legs forward, back. Again, note the gold on the pelvis. Note the orange hair. Look at all the gold on the leg. I added this gold to my Dinobot. Some of it actually needs to be touched up, but I did add it to my Dinobot from Kingdom. This is a great looking Dinobot. I love that we have on the feet and on the side of the chest, we have that skin color change from like the beigey, pinky down to the dark brown. Same on the arm. The arm looks like it has like an overlap here where the elbow is. Like this looks more like the overlap of like the more organic nature of the robot modes with the textured skin. All of this, I mean, molded in detail. All of that had to be designed and molded in there. That's where the beauty comes in with Yolopark, is that attention to detail. I do wish in here had paint. I feel like not having paint in here somehow is quite the oversight. It does spin. His sword looks nice. His eye lasers look nice. Somebody did vote after the vote, talking about the Studio Series role play stuff, and somebody said, "Can't believe Dinobot's sword wasn't on there." And I was like, "Man, you're right. Dinobot's sword would be a cool one to have in Studio Series for the role play stuff." So yeah, that's the Dinobot in hand. Really super impressed. Wonderful, wonderful robot mode for him. TFCon Toronto, July 10th to the 12th. Latest guest announced, of course, is David K. I mean, come on. Beast Wars Megatron, Beast Machines Megatron, Animated Optimus Prime. That would be Megatron from Armada. Like, to me, he'll forever be Beast Wars Megatron, but to you, maybe he's your Optimus, you know? Absolute legend as well. I put David K. You know, to me, the great four are Gary, David, Peter, and Frank. Like, to me, that's the great four, because that's the leaders that I recognize the most and associate the most. That's just me. Up here, we saw the T-Spark, Adamus Machina, Rodimus Prime, this time done in his colors for the Lost Light version. Again, I don't know this. I didn't follow the comics. This looks like Shattered Glass or something to me. But no, not Shattered Glass, but like a Nemesis version. Like, to me, I don't understand why he's purple and blue and stuff. Doesn't matter. I don't want to know. I don't care. It's a cool mold. Very expensive for what it is. But if you're cool with the price tag, it's definitely high end. It definitely has a lot of molded in detail. It has the metal. It is what it is, right? The T-Spark stuff is expensive, but there's a reason it's expensive. If you like this, I mean, cool. I do think it's a great mold for that IDW body type of Rodimus. I like the original coloration, but like if this is the coloration you prefer, both look good. Do you want warm colors or cool colors? Because they both look really great, honestly. And the car mode. I mean, we all know, again, we all know this looks cool. I'm not even a fan of IDW, but even I got to admit, this looks cool. Right? I mean, how come he wasn't this cool in G1? Honestly, why did he look like a little twerpy dwarf, twerpy, derpy, twerp? I see, I'm even losing my words. Anyway, why was he such a little nerd when he could be this? This is so cool. I don't know. I don't like IDW, but I like that design, man. I really do. I always have. I talked about this earlier. It's just a teaser. I really thought we were going to have a color image by now, because of how quickly Takara does a teaser and then the image. This is the G2 Minosaur box set that I mentioned earlier, coming soon. Not much more to say. It's just a teaser image, but it does confirm that the G2 coloration will exist, which means Hasbro just needs to do those last two. Blokees. Now, this is what I was going to talk about. War Within. Well, this was one of the things I was going to talk about. War Within. War Within. This is part of the Blokees wheels. War Within Grimlock. Now, see again. We talked earlier. Master Fire talked about a deep cut with the Burning Convoy, and I said, I don't know. It's a gamble when you go with the deep cuts, but some of these third-party companies and stuff, sometimes they'll do the deep cut. So that's why I said never say never. While I made the case against a Burning Convoy, let's make the case now for a Burning Convoy in light of this. So if Yolopark already has the mold, it's an easy thing to do it in red with the little gold accents. It's very little investment. I would suggest that what they would probably do is put out the promotion, see what the demand is, and then determine what sort of a production run they're going to do there. I don't believe for a second that the production run for a Burning Convoy would be the same as it is for just Optimus Primal. Could I be wrong? Sure. But I feel like the Burning Convoy would be a lower run, a smaller run. And I feel the same thing here. I think there are certain Blokees wheels that are going to get big runs because they're popular characters. I think this is a neat one. I think it's a deep cut. I think a lot of people would look at it and be like, I don't understand how that's Grimlock. But those that get it are going to be like, oh, that's cool. A War Within Grimlock is pretty darn cool. I think that this is one of those, like, they'll make it. They'll see what the chatter is now that we're talking about it. And that'll probably determine how big of a run it gets. That's my determination on that. Yeah, I mean, they call it an unexpected surprise here. I would agree. Doesn't make it bad, though. Let's be perfectly clear about that. We'll go here. This was shown. It is the Macross Basara Prime packaging. The Macross 7 by Transformers Basara Prime. We've seen the Basara Prime a bunch of times. This is what the packaging will look like. This is not what I expected out of Macross. I don't dislike it, but it's not for me because I'm not that into Macross. If you are, cool. I understand why you would probably really dig this. I think it'll be huge in Japan. Will it be big outside of there? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how big Macross's reach is. How big kind of Robotech-y reach is. Robotech akin, if you will. We also have from DNA Design an Alpha Trion Transformers 1 kit, where we have like his tattered, cape, I guess. These are more articulated legs, and these are like just extra spikes and fill-in bits. So this is the original, and this apparently increases the articulation of the legs, and then you put the rest of the junk on, basically. I don't know if this is two separate kits, to be honest with you. It might be, but I'm not sure on that. It might just be with and without the cape. I think the cape adds something. I really do. I don't know. Up here looks like it might have wire. I think if you're going to do a soft goods cape, I think you need to have a wire of some sort in it. It needs to be soft goods so you can move it for articulation, but it needs to have a thin yet durable wire so that you can actually get the cape more like you want it. That's the way I like soft goods generally done. Can't always pull it off, but if you can, I like that. I also like the way the tail is done here as a sword. I've heard that this Alpha Trion is lackluster, so I think that this is one of those cases where the upgrade kit probably really does add value. And you can even keep his cape on when you go into his line mode. I like this, though. This looks really cool to me, man. I really, really, really like this. I think this is important back here. To change from this to this looks a lot better. Really, really a lot better. I think if you get this Alpha Trion, you probably owe it to yourself to get the upgrade kit. Honestly, that's 2 upgrade kits tonight that I really feel like the value is there for. Again, more in-hand images and stuff of the Primal and the Dinobot. Right? I mean, that's very rich looking. The Dinobot looks beautiful. Man, he's just fantastic. Alternate faces that we now know as well. And all of them. I mean, you look at the faces like, yeah, I've seen Dinobot make that face. Great articulation. I mean, no hollowness or anything like that. It's endless. I mean, it's well, it isn't endless, but it's almost endless. I mean, let's get into some of the primal pictures because I don't think I got to see everything. I don't think you got to see everything. He has his little wrist blasters. I do like that even though he doesn't transform, he still retains the backpack piece here because it's supposed to be there. His huge blades look nicely molded and painted. The articulation is splendid. I mean, action everywhere. Action everything. And that looks like Primal. That looks like a leader. That looks like a call to action. The blasters over the shoulders. Bring it on. If you're into the storyboards, the Ultimate Doom Part 3 and Countdown to Extinction, they're also now up on the Sunbow Marvel Archive. This is the T-Spark Predaking. And it looks splendid. And so it should. Because on ages 3 and up, this guy retails for something in the vicinity of like $620, $630 Canadian. I mean, it's a great Predaking, no doubt about it. Really, I mean, the metallic finish, the paint, the detail, like it has everything. I don't know what the solidity is like, but $630 plus shipping plus tax. No, sorry, that's prohibitive. Not because I can't afford it. If I wanted it, I could, but because it's preposterous. But it's, man, it is tempting though. I've heard that the size is about the same as regular sized combiners. It's hard not to be impressed with this. Like even the paint and stuff on the foot. Like look at the love given to the foot. Look at all of the detail and love here and on the head. I mean, think of this in comparison to the Titan. The Titan's great, but it's no doubt that this is more high end than that. The animal modes, they look good, though the wings are huge on Dive Bomb. And then we get to the robot modes, and things get weird. Why is Razor Claw so gigantically large compared to everybody else? Like everyone else seems small, and then he's back here hulking it up. Are you really am I supposed to believe that you're bigger than a bull when you turn into a lion? It's weird. Or a rhino. His wings are huge, but they also look seamless. I mean, there's your line. It's big. This whole body this is one thick line, buddy. That is a thick line. 3 of them look good together. He looks good, even with the wings angled down. That's a different take for him, but I think I like it. I'm not sold on Razor Claw. Why do you have these, like, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Energon Optimus Prime. His purport, like, he's a tubby hair around the waist and the pelvis, big thick legs, and then little feet. Like, dude looks like he had a couple of buckets of chicken. And you're saying, Razor Claw, did you really need to have that second bucket? And he just pulled a rifle on you and was like, don't make fun of my bucket of chicken, sucker. And like, that's what I feel like he's doing. Like, that's a weird, this looks weird to me. But that looks beautiful. Man, does that look beautiful. It really, really does. It's crazy. I don't know, but I don't see it worth 620, 630 Canadian. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. We'll go into this. No, actually. Yeah, we'll do the 2 Blokees things last. Prime Changers, Wave 2, Megatron out. It's a new mold. It's a better looking Authentics Megatron. This one comes with a blast effect and a like rubbery mace, apparently, like the soft rubbery plastic mace, if that's your thing. This was seen for $21.99 for Authentics. I mean, let's be realistic. That thing should probably be like $7.99. And this is, wait, that's $21.99 US? What? At Walmart's in Colorado and New Jersey, don't pay $21.99 for that. Don't do it. It's worth $7.99 US. Then we have this thing. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I don't understand why this exists. The Icons Optimus Prime. I was talking to Daryl about it, and then I saw that it was like 55 Canadian. I think it's like 44, 47 US, something like that. And I'm like, no, 100%, absolutely no. Why would I ever in a billion years want an Optimus that just turns into the Autobot logo? You're literally going to do nothing with it. Why would you ever transform it? Why does this exist? I don't hate it. And if you like it and you want to buy it. But I don't understand why this exists. I don't want to debate it. I don't want to talk about it. It's a weird feeling because I look at this and I actually have no opinion. I have no feelings. I'm just confused. I look at this and my first thing, and I've said this to people, is why? Why? Why did you put time, money, development, resources, production money, shipping, packaging? Like, you use a bunch of resources for this, and why? It literally does nothing. Are you going to say, well, you could display it? Well, in Optimus, you'd never know that that's Optimus unless you know it's Optimus because of the head. Nothing about it screams Optimus Prime. And like, you might say, no, I display it as the Autobot logo. If you're a Transformers collector, do not tell me that you don't have a million Autobot logos kicking around somewhere. Do you really need this? I'm not saying don't. I'm not trying to harsh your buzz if you love it. I just don't get this. So I'm going to move on from it because I don't understand it. And then we're going to close out the news with Blokees. First, a little more War Within from the Wreck and Rule Wheels Wave 2 with, of course, Grimlock. And this is the gray prototype. Looks nice. Great War Within Grimlock. This is, I should see who all these are. I think that's RC, right? Oh no, Drift, RC, and IDW Helicopter Springer. So this would be Drift. I bet you with the colors I would have known that. No, this is RC. Yeah, that is RC. This is Drift. There you go. And Springer, right? Helicopter Springer. IDW design. So I don't know. Weird hodgepodge there, but I like it. You're exploring different parts of like the multiverse. So why not bring it together? I do. Some people have like, here's my '07 movie display. Here's my animated. Here's my Prime. I don't. I just put them all together. They're all one universe. I only need one Optimus Prime. I only need one Megatron, but they rule them all. That's what works for me. You do you. And then we go into the Blokees Partners Global Conference 2026. This is the roundup. Everything that we've sort of talked about and seen, including the Wreck-Gar, the Rodimus, the Galvatron. They're going to be doing a Quintesson, which I really like. And you see up here the Megatron. I'm going to do the pictures first, then I'll clarify what all this is after. The Bruticus and the Devastator looking very cool, as well as I think these are the Combaticons. The Lio Convoy and the Galvatron and the Defender, I think they are. This is the movie lads, right, that we saw earlier up top. I'm not sure what they are offhand. I think that's the primes. Yeah, the Transformers Prime, Optimus, the grayscale of the G1 2.0. I love this one. I need color on this one because I'm not feeling this now. There's something about the proportions that feels off. But as I say that, I think the only reason I feel like the proportions are off, I'm not getting this G1 Optimus is because it's not colored. I think I need this Optimus colored. Like, I think I might have the same gripes with this guy, but when I see him colored, I'm like, oh, no, that's perfect. I think I'd have the same view here. I need to see it colored. That looks beautiful. If you do a close-up on the head sculpt, it's gorgeous, right down to his eyebrows, being perfect. It's the perfect Transformers Prime Optimus head. Perfect. It's really that good. And he has the mouth in this one. I'm okay with this Optimus having it because his mouth is really just a slit. And he doesn't have a nose. So, you don't notice his mouth that much. And that Star Saber is real cool. Real cool. Beautiful. Just beautiful. But again, this looks, and maybe this is Studio Ox or something. I don't know. I need to see it colored. I do definitely need to see it colored. Oh, that's the B-movie Optimus, by the way, as is this. And Bumblebee. That's what this was, the B-movie Optimus and Bumblebee. That's what those were. I should have guessed that. The only one I'm curious about is, let's do this. So the Galaxy version. New characters. They're the 10-centimeter, easy to build ones. The Quintesson, the Sleep Mode Optimus with Medical Bay, the Wreck-Gar, the Galvatron, the Rodimus, the Trailbreaker. So they're the Defender ones. This is a great way to get some Quintesson forces if you don't have judges. The Blokees Defender version, gray prototypes of the upcoming Beast Wars, Lio Prime or Leo Prime or Lio Convoy, and Galvatron. The classic class, look at the Bumblebee movie, Optimus and Bumblebee, as well as, of course, the Blitzwing from that movie and Dark of the Moon Sentinel. And then in Action Edition, this is the 7-inch ones. We looked at the Megatron a little while ago. We're getting a new Optimus 2.0. We're getting the Transformers Prime Optimus. So, I mean, a lot of stuff. And the wheels we already talked about. So, a lot of stuff there. And that's it for the news. Let me check in with you guys. I'm going to give you the trivia. And then I'm going to read down through what we do have here. So, trivia tonight. I think it's an easy one. I hope it's an easy one. The trivia tonight, my friends. We know that Unicron goes by the moniker of the Chaos Bringer. What is Primus's moniker? Is it A, the Peace Bringer, B, the Hope Bringer, C, the World Builder, or D, the Life Bringer? Is it the Peace Bringer, the Hope Bringer, the World Builder, or the Life Bringer? A, B, C, or D? What is Primus's moniker? I'm going to see what you guys were saying. I'm guessing they did the Nexus Jet so it could connect the Silverbolt's trailer. I would assume the same thing, Francis. If you know the phrase, don't look up the 50th woman with horns. No, I don't know the phrase. Nexus Prime's alt mode reminds me of G1 Rain Dance. Really? I don't see it. I need more explanation. Thundercracker looks way better than Starscream. I agree. The TF1 Thundercracker looks so much better than the Starscream. I never seen CSI Miami, but I heard the intro as a meme. Yeah, everybody knows the intro, right? Where he'll say something and then put on his cool guy sunglasses, cool guy shades. I wonder if that version has ankles because Starscream does not. Wouldn't know. I've never looked at the Starscream. But I don't know if that one has ankles. I didn't notice. I always thought Hugo Weaving was in the show. Hugo Weaving was just in the first two movies, I think. Maybe the third, maybe Dark of the Moon. I don't remember. Guessing no ankles. I doubt they'd remold that much. Probably. I'd say you're probably right. I just got into Blokees, Galaxy Transformers, and got my first Decepticon with Dirge. Dirge is a good one. Dirge is a good one. If they make Skywarp last it gray and lilac, I'll use it. I'll lose it. What? Why would they make them gray and lilac? Well, lilac, that purple is right. The lilac is actually more the purple that's on the show, but he should be black, not gray. I don't know why he would be gray. I heard the Kingdom Dinobot can yellow. Any problems with that? So I've heard the same thing. Mine might have some slight discoloration. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, that panel a bit different than it used to be. But generally, I haven't really noticed anything. No. My Grimlock that was in the pack with Sideswipe? Mirage? I don't remember now. That thing has definitely yellowed. What a shame. What a shame that Hasbro was so careless then. No Lugnut. I think we're due for a Lugnut too. Unicron Trilogy Megatron. That's right. Yes, Unicron Trilogy Megatron. Was it through the whole Unicron Trilogy though, or was he just Armada? Always loved the Lost Light colors on Rodimus. If you don't like IDW, then you're going to hate Earthspark ending, and I won't spoil it, and no one else should, please. Then I guess I'm going to probably hate it because I don't like IDW. War Within seems popular, but weirdly few figures of it outside the Megatronus and like a couple Titaniums. Yeah, I know. And War Within kind of has a cult following. Though, to be fair, the War Within Optimus and Megatron have both had like third-party versions of them and stuff. Like, wasn't the War Within Megatron done by MMC? I don't know, but their Optimus was too. Kit makes them better, but that's a lot of investment for a pretty subpar Voyager. Gotta have the jetpack. For 430 US, he better look good. I'm assuming you're talking about the Predaking. That's amazing look, Predaking, but that price is going to be insane. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I'm not nuts. There's a cutoff for me. If I'm going to spend, like a hefty chunk of change, the value got to be there for me. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm not going to understand the value proposition. There's a lot of stuff I do not buy because I'm like, I don't understand where they're coming up with this price. I don't understand why anyone would ever pay that for this. And I'm like, I find I do that more and more and more. I guess I'm cheap. I must be cheap. Predaking looks very Studio Ox, Call of the Primitive style. And you know what? It is deliberately a Call of the Primitive styled version. You're exactly right in saying that. I'm not getting an Optimus Primal until he has a sunglass set. Okay. The down part of his tail spins, not the sword. The brown part of his tail spins, not the sword. The sword also spins, though. Authentic should be like $5. Yeah, I agree. Extra thick. Yes, he is extra thick. I wouldn't pay for the Predaking either. I'd wait for a KO or a mainline reissue, or sorry, mainline issue. Yeah, and that I'm like that too. Like I'm tempted because I like it, but like I just don't understand the price. I'm sorry, it's still only $5. It could be as premium as you want. I guess. It would make sense to like MP collectors. It doesn't make sense to me. Hey, nowhere. Saw this. I saw this Autobot logo Prime and thought, well, Hasbro has officially run out of ideas. Yeah, I was just like, why? I don't get it. What were they thinking about the Autobot logo? I don't think it's going to be that popular stop motion. Use the Optimus for stop motion. I guess maybe. Here's my car robots RID desk. Ugh, hold on, jump down on me. The grill looks too sunken in. Maybe the paintless Optimus is supposed to be a return of Optimus Prime reference, or maybe. Let's see. We got a D. We got Peacebringer. We got another D. Testing all the answers. If they do a Quintesson kit by itself, what? If they did the Quintesson set by itself, but in a gray Prime version, you could paint, and I think that would be cool. You could. You're right. You could. Hugo is in Dark of the Moon too. I can remember. We need to start getting Transformers human Blokees. My first Blokees were Shrapnel and Metroplex. I think I'll just have to risk the Kingdom version. Ain't paying 90 to 100 for the Takara Dinobot. The answer, by the way, is D, the Life Bringer. Unicron is the Chaos Bringer. Primus is the Life Bringer. Let me just get down here. Okay. Hugo Weaving was in CSI Miami. No, Hugo Weaving wasn't in CSI Miami. Okay. So tomorrow is going to be. We looked at this guy before. It's going to be this guy. Scattershot. That's right. I said Scattershot. It's the movie version of him. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. That'll be Friday's review, just for kicks. And then next Tuesday, since we're on a very, very little bit of a, I guess you could call it Revenge of the Fallen Scout class kick, because we just did the Dune Runner. We just did the Roll Bar. Tomorrow we're going to do, even though we were interrupted by Outback, tomorrow we're going to do Scattershot. And on Tuesday, we're going to do the guy that everybody really, really hated and said that, oh, he was terrible and he was the weakest of his wave and whatnot with, yeah, do I even need to say it? Honestly. And the only thing I got, just so we're clear about it, I think this is the only thing I got. Yeah, I don't have a package, but I do have Dirt Boss's instructions, right? I don't detest this. I actually really like Dirt Boss. I think he's a hoot and a half. So I definitely do not think like the masses. Even though last week there was some twit who kept arguing with me and saying, don't mind GotBot. All he ever does is parrot what Hasbro says. I'm like, what are you talking about? I like usually destroy Hasbro and think they do most things wrong. So I was like, dude, you obviously don't know me. I like this guy. I just wish that the Browns here were purple. He would be such a little cool little, Constructicon tag-along lad. But I like him, and we will look at him on Tuesday. So a little Revenge of the Fallen Scout class, caveat here tomorrow when we go back in time, and then on Tuesday when we go back in time. And that is it. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to each and every one of you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can look at the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, you can hit the join button. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, man, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way inside the videos. Have a great weekend, folks.